Welcome back to Tanya in 5. The last few days we have been studying letter 4 in Iggeret HaKodesh. Here, the Alter Rebbe describes charity as a means to personal redemption. You see, in life, there are two types of things that we feel attached to, that we like and that we enjoy. The first are things we enjoy because we appreciate the good it gives us. I have a certain taste in food, taste in music, clothing, friends, a good time, enjoying a good book, art, math. These are things that I appreciate their goodness, and therefore I like them. Then there are things that I feel attached to, not because I appreciate their goodness, but because they are existentially attached to me. Most notably, my very life. The fact that I am alive is not something that I feel attached to because I appreciate it, but simply because it's me. I'm alive. You see, in the first category, the stuff that I feel attached to because I appreciate the goodness they give, those change over time. My tastes change over time. As I get older and I mature, I appreciate loftier things. But the existential attachment I feel to being alive doesn't change. I always feel that existential attachment to simply being alive. In my connection with God, I also have these two modes. The first is my appreciation for the beauty of God, the greatness of God. And as a result of my appreciation of the beauty of God, the beauty of what it means to lead a life of meaning and purpose as guided by Torah and mitzvahs, that appreciation leads me to both love it and to be in awe of it, of God and the relationship with God. That is like the balancing or the counteraction to my attachments to the physical world. If my attachments to things that are good in this physical world come from my appreciation of them, then what I need to do is train myself to appreciate God and to appreciate serving God, and then I can elevate my desires so that they are no longer invested in mundane matters and get elevated to serving God, and that becomes what I want, that becomes what I feel attached to. But then there is another mode of service to God, a much more deeper one, which is my existential attachment to God. I am Jewish, and God is my life. God is my life. This second level is much harder to reveal. It's there, but I have to reveal it, and it's very difficult to do that because naturally I feel like my life is mine, right? Naturally I feel the existential attachment I have to my own life, but I have to switch that out and reveal deeper within me my existential attachment to God as my life. Not my life is mine, but God is my life. It's a much, much deeper level which needs to be revealed. Now in truth, these two levels are compared to two stages in the circumcision process, which is why one verse states that we are to circumcise our hearts. That is to say, we are to take our desires that we feel for the material world and the pleasure it gives us and remove that and replace it with a desire and pleasure in serving God. But then there is another level of circumcision of which the verse says God will circumcise our hearts, because only God is capable of revealing within us this existential attachment we have to Him, that God is our life. That's something that God reveals with the coming of Mashiach. But even something that God does for us requires an investment on our part, something we do that triggers God's reaction to reveal that deep connection we have with Him. Now, what can we do that's going to demonstrate or elicit from God that He revealed within us this existential attachment we have to God? What we need to do is we need to make an investment on an existential level, and that is charity. Money is that which I literally live by. I feed myself through money. I feed my family with money. Making a living cost me blood, sweat, and tears. It cost me very deeply to earn that money. And especially someone who maybe doesn't have that much money, then every dollar literally is his life. And then when he gives that to charity, he gives that to God, that's an existential transference to God, away from my life to God is life. And when a Jew gives charity in this manner, gives charity in such a way that they are giving away from their very existential life to God, God responds by revealing the existential attachment that we have with Him. The takeaway from all of this is, charity is not simply a matter of filling a need that exists either for a poor person or for a community. If that's the way we think of charity, then we think of, okay, what's the need and who has the most money capable of filling that need? Here the Alter Rebbe is teaching us that charity is actually the responsibility of the individual. It's not just about filling the need, but it's part and parcel of my service of God that I give charity. Irrespective of whether there's a need out there or not, I need to give. Because by giving that my hard-earned money, by which I live, God then reveals within me the life of Him that's in me, this existential attachment we all have. And thus, we redeem the soul within through charity. Looking forward to seeing you when we conclude Letter 5.